Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 422, The Timekeeper's Secret. Intermediate. In the small picturesque town of Haverford, nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, stood a peculiar shop. It wasn't an ordinary shop where one would buy bread or books. This was Mr. Bellingham's antique timepieces. The sign above the door had aged with time, its letters barely visible. Yet it held an irresistible charm that drew people in. Mr. Bellingham himself was an intriguing figure. He was an elderly man with a wispy white beard and eyes that gleamed behind small round spectacles. Despite being in his late 70s, he moved around his shop with surprising agility. His customers said if you wanted to know the time, Mr. Bellingham wouldn't just tell you, he'd tell you the story of a clock that saw the hour of your birth. One Monday in autumn, a young woman named Clara entered the shop. She had heard of Mr. Bellingham's collection and wanted to find a special gift for her grandfather's upcoming birthday. The bells above the door tinkled as she stepped inside, causing the old man behind the counter to look up and smile warmly. "Good morning," Mr. Bellingham said in a cheery tone. "What brings you to my humble abode?" "I'm looking for a clock, sir," Clara replied, admiring the countless timepieces displayed around her. "Then you've come to the right place," said Mr. Bellingham, gesturing for her to follow. "Tell me, does your grandfather prefer history or mystery?" Clara paused, a little confused by the question. "I suppose a bit of both," she answered with a shy smile. "Ah, a man of both tales and intrigue," nodded Mr. Bellingham. "I have just the thing." He led Clara to a corner of the shop where a beautiful grandfather clock stood. Its wood was a deep, rich mahogany, polished so fine that it reflected the light like a mirror. "This clock," said Mr. Bellingham, "was crafted in 1875 and is said to have once belonged to an English duke." Clara looked closely at the clock, noticing intricate carvings along its edge. "It's beautiful," she whispered, and the clock seemed to echo her admiration with a soft tick-tock. "But there is more to this timepiece than meets the eye," he continued. "It is said to hold a secret, one that only reveals itself when the clock strikes 13. Clara laughed gently, thinking it was merely a tale Mr. Bellingham spun for his customers. Surely that's just a story. Mr. Bellingham gave her a knowing look. Every clock here has its story, and many choose to believe. Intrigued, Clara decided to purchase the clock. The next day it was delivered to her grandfather's house. Excitedly, she presented the gift, explaining its fascinating background and the mysterious secret it allegedly held. Her grandfather, with his silver hair and gentle smile, was thrilled. He admired the craftsmanship and laughed heartily at the idea of a clock striking 13. On the night of his birthday, after the family celebrations were over and all the guests had left, Clara's grandfather decided to wind the clock. With each turn, the gentle ticking grew louder. The old man sat down beside it, his heart filled with warmth and memories of his youth. As the moon climbed high in the night sky, casting a silvery glow through the windows, the clock began to chime midnight. Clara, who had stayed over for the night, was just drifting to sleep when she heard it. 1, 2, 3. The clock continued to chime until it reached 12. Then, remarkably, it chimed once more. 13. Clara and her grandfather exchanged amazed glances. They watched in awe as a small compartment at the base of the clock magically opened. Inside was an old, faded letter. With trembling hands, Clara carefully extracted it and began to read aloud. The letter was from the Duke who once owned the clock. It was a heartfelt message to his younger sister, written on the eve of her departure to America long ago. The Duke expressed his love and hopes for his sister's new life, wishing her happiness and success. By the time Clara finished reading, her eyes shimmered with tears. Her grandfather was equally touched. The clock had indeed kept a secret safe through the decades, waiting for someone to unlock its story. From that night on, the grandfather clock became even more cherished, reminding Clara and her family of the hidden stories time conceals, just waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Having witnessed something so special, Clara realized the value of the past in shaping the present, not just for her grandfather, but for herself too. For Haverford and its people, Mr. Bellingham's unique shop would always be where history and mystery combined to keep time ticking along. Vocabulary notes. Picturesque. Definition: visually attractive, especially in a quaint or charming way. Example: in the small picturesque town of Haverford. Similar words: scenic, charming, quaint. Intriguing. Definition: arousing curiosity or interest, fascinating. Example: Mr. Bellingham himself was an intriguing figure. Similar words: fascinating, captivating, compelling. Antique. Definition: a collectible object such as a piece of furniture or work of art that has a high value because of its considerable age. Example: this was Mr. Bellingham's antique timepieces. Similar words: vintage, old-fashioned, classic. Wispy. Definition: thin and fine, feathery. Example: an elderly man with a wispy white beard. Similar words: thin, feathery, fine. Charm. Definition: the power or quality of delighting, attracting, or fascinating others. Example: it held an irresistible charm that drew people in. Similar words: allure, attraction, appeal. Agility. Definition: ability to move quickly and easily. Example: despite being in his late 70s, he moved around his shop with surprising agility. Similar words: nimbleness, dexterity, quickness. Gesture. Definition: a movement of part of the body, especially a hand or the head, to express an idea or meaning. Example: then you've come to the right place, said Mr. Bellingham, gesturing for her to follow. Similar words: motion, signal, indicate. Craftsmanship. Definition: skill in a particular craft. Example: her grandfather admired the craftsmanship. Similar words: artistry, handiwork, workmanship. Faded. Definition: less bright in color than before. Example: inside was an old faded letter. Similar words: dimmed, washed out, bleached. Reveal. Definition: make known to others. Example: waiting for someone to unlock its story. Similar words: uncover, disclose, unveil. Story written by ChatGPT 4o AI. Image created by Flux, Schnell, Black Forest Labs AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.